Hey, Pastor Josh here. We're reading Genesis chapter 19, verses 1 through 5. The two angels have left Abraham and the Lord. They have come down to the land, or to the city of Sodom, where Lot is living. They've come down to Sodom to see exactly what is the evil that is going on here. Apparently, people have been crying out to the Lord. They've been praying and saying, this is terrible. Atrocious things have been happening in this city. And the angels have come to view it before judgment passes. And I think that reminds us that whenever God passes any sort of judgment, it is ultimately after Him taking full stock and understanding everything that has happened within that city, within that place, or within that family, or even with that particular person. So the angels have arrived. They are appearing still as men. And all over this section of Scripture, these 5 verses, we see Lot acting like Abraham. Lot, if you remember, is Abraham's nephew, and he is extremely hospitable here, just like Abraham was to the 3 visitors that came to him, the Lord and the 2 angels. And he is going to show the same hospitality to these angels. But the rest of the inhabitants of Sodom, in particular the men, are not. They're going to be anti-hospitable. They're going to be antagonistic. They're going to be evil. The 2 angels came to Sodom in the evening, because if you remember, we're told that in the evening, in the darkness, under the cover of darkness, is often when evil and bad things happen. It also would be a time for them to test whether or not anybody would take them in. And Lot was sitting in the gate of Sodom. Now, here's the thing here. This is an example for us not to follow. The rest of the examples are things for us to follow. But the fact that Lot was sitting in the gate of Sodom, it wasn't just that he was just going for a leisurely stroll and sitting there at the city gates. That's just where he happened to be sitting. No, if you sat at the gate of a city, that means you were a part of the leadership. That means you were respected in the community. This is where the shakers and the movers would hang out. This is where they would discuss. This is when they would talk to one another. And Sodom is there sitting in the gate of Sodom. He is sitting in the place where wicked people are. This is very sad. This is the degradation. This is how far away Lot has fallen from what he should be doing. He's chosen this. Remember, Abraham gave Lot to choose. Do you want to go to the nice, luscious area, or do you want to go to this place? And he chose a nice, luscious area where Sodom and Gomorrah was. Then he got closer to Sodom, and now we see he's actually living inside it, and not only living inside it, but sitting at the gate, sitting in a place of influence. So this is an example for us not to follow. We do not want to link up and pair ourselves with people that do evil. When Lot saw them, he rose to meet them. Now he is, though, this is the good stuff about Lot. He bowed himself with his face to the earth and said, "My lords, please turn aside to your servant's house and spend the night, wash your feet. Then you may rise up early and go on your way." He's showing respect to these visitors. He don't know they're angels, but he's coming here showing respect to them and saying, hey, come into my house. I'll take care of you. I'll wash your feet. I'll take care of all that you need. And then tomorrow morning you can go your own way. He's acting just like Abraham. If you look at chapter 18 and the way that Abraham interacted with the Lord and these 2 angels. But here's what they said. They said, no, we'll spend the night in the town square. It's a test for Lot. Is he going to say, okay, just stay here? He doesn't. He's pressed them strongly. And I can't help but thinking he probably pressed them strongly because he knew the kind of fellas that lived in Sodom. And he knew that if they were sitting out in the middle of the town square, that they would be subject to all kinds of mischief and all kinds of attacks and all kinds of thievery and assaults on themselves. So he pressed them strongly to say, no, you don't need to stay in the town square. You need to come stay in my house. Mine thinking they'll be safe. So they turned aside to him and entered his house. And he made them a feast and baked unleavened bread, and they ate. What a great thing he did for them. He didn't just give them some crackers and water. He made a feast, and he baked bread, something that would take a lot of time. Again, very similar to what Abraham did to these two angels and the Lord. And you got to think about it here. Man, these two angels have really ate it up within the last 12 hours. They ate it up with Abraham, and they're eating it up here with Lot as well. But before they lay down, right before it's time to sleep, here's where the evil atrocity, what we always remember about Sodom and Gomorrah, the men of the city, the men of Sodom, both old and young. So it's not just about a particular generation. This is totally pervasive in the city of Sodom. This is a part of the culture of this city. It's a sinful city. It's from the old and the young. Everybody's doing this. All the people to the last man. So now we may not understand this as being like literal to say like every single man was at the house, but the vast majority of them were there. All the people to the last man surrounded the house. Remember that discussion, that prayer that Abraham had with the Lord? If there are only 10 righteous people there, would you spare the city? And he said he would. Well, it seems like it's not looking too good for the city of Sodom. All of them are surrounding the house, and here's the atrocious request, the demand they are making on Lot. They called to Lot. They said, "Hey, where are the men who came to you tonight? Where are they at? We're looking for them because we want to be nice to them. We want to be hospitable to them. We want to take care of them. We want to meet them and see what kind of good things they're about so that we can bless them and be on their way." Is that why they are asking for these men? No, it's because of their lustful desires. He says, "Bring them out to us that we may know them." And of course, that know them is not just, hey, let us get to know them. We want to sit down and have a friendly chat. No, they're talking about perverse actions that should only happen between a husband and their wife. Sexual perversion is what is happening here. He says, "Bring them out to us that we may know them." So bring them out. And then the whole city would essentially assault and attack the two angels that have come to stay under Lot's roof. Again, we see the atrocious evil of Sodom. I hope that has been a blessing to you in the sense of that it has struck your heart at how evil things can be, that will perhaps move your heart to pray for people, to pray for the folks around you. And I will see you in the next video as we see what Lot and the angels do in response to this request from the men.